Listen, guys. So I'm super excited that to be in Maryland, and there's so much talent here. But I have one of the top trainers, one of the top people here. His name is Derrick. Got a great name, man. Spelled Derick, just like mine.
Actually, only way. Everybody else.
So like, I want you to introduce yourself to everybody, man, and talk a little bit about what you do, and then we're gonna get into like who's coming to the camp and some of the top players in this area right here.
Absolutely. Derrick McPherson, thank you for the opportunity. Derrick, welcome to Maryland. Derrick McPherson, performance trainer, speed explosion specialist, MagFit Performance. I'm a father, and I'm here to try to give everybody opportunity. You know, like I said, I appreciate you coming here and doing what it is that you're doing. And one thing I just heard very clearly that you said is most kids are from this area and have yet to take a tour of Morgan State, which if you don't execute your immediate area, you really aren't going to do too well elsewhere. So that's just important. So I appreciate you making that happen for the community.
Yeah. So Matt, I want to talk about some of the top players that are in your program, and some things you've been doing over the last few years in this area.
Well, my mission has been to, and I operate out of a nonprofit as well, but my mission is to ultimately give the community, give youth the resources that they need to excel, to thrive, to get to the next level. I'm the second oldest of 8, 7 boys, 1 girl, same mom, same dad. My dad was a Calvert Hall guy.
Wrestling in that hole.
Oh my goodness, a lot of holes in the sheetrock. Goodness gracious, but just seeing the nuances of what parents have to go through, whether it's just gas or food, nutrition. Now it's training, which is a whole nother. That's more expensive than a tuition.
No, for sure.
So when you get to the consistencies of what's needed, all we're trying to do is just provide resources to the community in the capacity in which they need it. And we were just talking a little bit about people really don't know, and it takes time to get them to understand. And one of the main things, and that's why it's so awesome that you're here, is the exposure aspect. If you don't expose yourself, it's pretty tough nowadays because everybody is trying to expose themselves, and you got to do a little bit more and a little bit extra. And all of that costs. So again,
it's definitely an investment.
It's an investment.
Yeah. I mean that's what I was talking about. Is the main thing is, Matt, there's so much talent in this area, right?
Yeah.
But it's overlooked.
Absolutely.
And I'm like, okay, what do you think we could do to help these kids get the right exposure, to help this area really get the recognition that it deserves?
I think it's going to start at the seminar tomorrow. Okay. I've seen some of your seminars, and they're honest. They're brutally honest, and that's what's needed. And what we need is to change the culture here. Here's what I will say. Ever since I was in high school, DeMatha Catholic High School, one of the best high schools in the country still, I understood what it took being around the environment and so many quality players. People need to know what it takes on a day-to-day, just from nutrition to working out. So that's the main thing, if you ask me. That seminar is going to really change the culture, and the culture needs to change. There needs to be more quality men, more quality coaches. Like I played for Northwood. My team was the first team in the area to go to the Pop Warner Super Bowl.
Oh, wow.
But we had quality coaches. So when you look at what I've been through and my accomplishments early, the hope is gone because I see what I had to be successful, and it's just not there. And again, resources, coaching, or even just the parents pushing their kids. And it's the last thing I'm gonna say, COVID. People were sitting down over COVID, so I'm starting to see respiratory issues to where as though kids can't, I'm afraid they weren't working out. So there's some kids, that's why I do an assessment. Because I need to see where your cardiovascular health is, because there's a lot of weak immune systems and a lot of weak respiratory systems, to where as though these kids are thinking they're dying, but they just haven't been pushed.
So what you're saying is, and what I'm hearing is mainly, one, it's sometimes lack of quality coaching.
Yeah. 2,
lack of parents understanding they have to invest in their sons.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely.
And I think that's what I said earlier about in Georgia, it's the culture of investing in your kids.
Yeah.
Like everybody knows in Georgia, if you got an athlete, your weekends is gone.
Absolutely.
Like I drive.
Wow.
I probably drive an hour.
Yeah.
For my son training. I drive 45 minutes for my daughter's track meets.
Absolutely.
And it's like, but that's consistently every week. And
Every week.
that's Monday, Tuesday, Thursday.
So that means your lifestyle as a parent, certain things you want to do is just it's not there.
It's you got to sacrifice that.
Absolutely,
At the end of the
absolutely.
day, it's you can make way more money, all right? But you got, how many kids you got?
Yeah, so my 4 boys, well, 3 right there, but 4 boys.
Yeah, so you got 4 boys,
Yeah.
right? So somebody could probably offer you right now a job to coach college, right?
Yeah.
And you can make a lot more money.
Absolutely.
But the issue is your kids.
Yeah.
And that's my issue is like, okay, so I said I'd rather sacrifice more money
Absolutely.
to raise my children.
For sure.
And I think if parents don't understand that part, this is why Georgia thrives. This is why college coaches love coming to that area.
Yeah.
Because they know most people in Atlanta area are 2-parent homes.
Absolutely.
And then they're
Wow.
sacrificing.
Okay.
They're sacrificing. So
Okay.
so what I'm seeing is the people here, they have the money.
It's a lot of money in Maryland.
They have the money.
It's a ton, yes.
But then you got people who may say they don't have the money, but you're not trying to sacrifice.
Yeah. D, I've seen my dad ask my grandparents. I've seen my dad, because he knew what it took. I've seen my dad and my parents go to family. You have to be willing to outreach when it comes to resources.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to think of other ways. Now, also, people just gotta be willing to pick up a better system. You know, it's not talent all the time. I'm starting to realize it's the system that can ultimately beat you. So that's where, again, you know, we listen to individuals like yourself and, okay, the 2-parent households here, I think it's a little, the percentages of the 2-parent household isn't that great here.
Okay.
However, parents still got to be willing to sacrifice and invest. And the ultimate goal is, like Dion said, every decision that he made was around his kids. And I think when you do that, you'll be blessed.
That's the point, man.
Yeah.
Like, so like, we can't make an excuse of, oh, I don't have.
Right.
It's how can I?
How can I? There you go.
That's my whole motto is, well, how can I?
That's a mindset. Yes.
You know, I was talking to my daughter, and she was upset about she had to run a 400, an 800, and a 4x4 in the same meet, right?
I don't blame her. D, I don't blame her, D. Yeah.
But I told her, I said, well, your mindset should be not, I gotta do this. It's how can I, right?
How can I?
So that same meet, she PR'd in the 400.
Wow.
She matched her best time for the year in an 800.
Okay.
And then PR'd her split in a 4x4.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Now, wouldn't hurt me. Now, but if I would allow her
to back out,
to take out, to not do the 4x4, she would have never reached that height. That's the thing about I tell these parents is, look, you have to sacrifice something for your students.
Absolutely.
And then you got to find the right person to trust your kids with them.
Oh, man, that's tough.
And the right person may not be the guy that's around the corner. You know, he may not be the guy that's 10 minutes away. He may be an hour away.
Yeah.
Okay? And it may cost you some money.
Absolutely.
Okay? It may cost you more than what you expect.
Absolutely.
But this is the sacrifices that what I see people in Georgia are making consistently. And this is why Georgia isn't the most populated state.
Right.
But it's a top 4 or 5 state every single year.
Putting out quality, absolutely.
You know, and again, there's no way that there's 4 million people in the DMV area.
Wow. And
it's only 40 D1 recruits that I'm seeing on the national.
That percentage don't make sense per capita.
Because again, we got 400
right
in the Atlanta area alone. And when I see the talent, there's no way we have 10 times as much talent as this area right now. A few more.
Absolutely. Well, and history will show you this area has a ton of talent, whether it's basketball, baseball, football. But again, you know, you get down to, and here's what I'm gonna say: Atlanta, it gets cold, right? However,
it ain't this type of cold.
Right, it's not this type of cold, right? So we have to get out of that dormant mindset when it gets to wintertime. When I was young, I went to camps, Maryland camps, Florida camps. I saw a wide receiver run a comeback route. And, man, my mouth dropped. And I said, oh, my goodness, the way he threw his hand up and he faked like he was getting the ball and snapped his hand down and snapped back into his comeback. But it taught me that how long, how often throughout the year do he train?
Yeah, he trained all year round.
And I said, I could never compete because at the end of the day, if he's outside every day and I'm taking time off, that's just reps where I'll never catch up. So when I saw the crispness in his route, and I was good, man, I was top 20. But I saw and I said, what is it that he's getting that I'm not? So the mindset of winner, we got to get out of that mindset of taking winner off. Go lift on winner. No, if you're a skilled guy, you need to run more. You know, do more routes. But we have to find that way. Obviously, you can't do it outside. But again, the mindset is, how can I make it happen? And we just got to have that mindset.
That's real, man. So I mean, I'm looking forward, man, to seeing his talent.
Absolutely.
I'm looking forward to seeing what we got here, and really more than that, man, I'm looking forward to building relationships because again, every man that I've met here, were good people. Like, and they embraced the movement. So I'm more excited about that than just the skills. I'm more excited about the relationships we're going to build, man.
Oh, for sure. It's going to be a great thing, and we appreciate you coming, D. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait for tomorrow. Coach Wilson, I played for him at Bowie State. He's an awesome person, Coach Wilson. I mean, he gave me an opportunity, man. So I'm just elated that we can do this as a community thing. So it's going to be awesome.
Well, listen, guys, man, we're going to end this segment, man, right there, man. This is Derrick Tatum, man, with Derrick McPherson, man. This is the Tatum Talk Show where good is the enemy of great.